In 2017, I attended an immersive theater production called K-pop. Centered on two group acts and a solo artist, we were literally walked through their trials and tribulations as they dealt with cruel trainers and management, fights over cultural identity, and the inevitable fading of relevance as the machine churns out newer and shinier talent. It was a really cool show, particularly in the way it utilized that immersive format to personalize experiences. At one point, I was pulled into a side room by an actress who told me, and only me, to not trust her agent. Although it got kind of awkward when she asked me a rhetorical "do you know why" question, and I said, "I do not," and she momentarily lost focus because I guess she wasn't expecting any kind of participation. In the final scene, everyone came together for the big show, where they all sang and danced, and it was a grand old time. I felt like I had gotten the gist of what a real K-pop performance would be like. Nope. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Week Out Review. You can call me a fake fan, because today I am talking about Korean pop superstars BLACKPINK. The group, which consists of a paltry 4 members, Jennie, Jisoo, Lisa, and Rosé, versus, say, the 9 in Twice, 8 in Girls' Generation, 7 in BTS, etc., is a bona fide sensation. When their most recent single, Kill This Love, hit YouTube, it crushed records for the most viewed music video in 24 hours, 56.7 million times seen, fastest song to hit 100 million views, 3 days, and the largest ever YouTube premiere, just under 1 million concurrent viewers in the first minutes it was live. They're also the highest charting female K-pop group on the Billboard charts, and the first K-pop group to play Coachella, a milestone reached while I was at the Gavin Dance concert a few weeks back. They were actually live streaming that performance in Times Square, just a few hundred feet from the concert venue, and I had seriously considered trying to catch part of it after Dance Gavin Dance wrapped up. But the weather was bad, and also Times Square is awful. But little did I know that that performance was not a one-off in America, and that they had announced some dates for a US tour months ago. Oops. I literally found out this past Tuesday, thanks to an email blast about events near the city, that the next 2 days, BLACKPINK would be performing at the Prudential Center Arena in Newark, New Jersey. And while Wednesday I was already set to see a musical satire about abortion that turned out to be one of the funniest things I've seen in years, I didn't have Thursday plans. What I did have was hardcore FOMO. You see, a few years back, Vocaloid persona Hatsune Miku performed at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York. I missed that show. And then just this past March, I was alerted again 2 days beforehand that J-pop group Perfume was doing a show at the same venue. But I had to miss that one too. I don't have particular love for either of them, but I knew that both would have been big spectacle productions that, can't see any other way. And so I'm still occasionally sad about missing both. And I wasn't going to let that happen again. $200 tickets be damned. Particularly because I really like BLACKPINK's music. So much so that they were actually my second most listened to band of last year. Dance Gavin Dance was number 1. And their collaboration with Dua Lipa, Kiss and Make Up, ended up being my third most listened to song, despite being released less than 2 months before Spotify wrapped the year up. I have tried at various points over the past 5 or so years to get into K-pop as a genre. But it's always been hit or miss for me. I really like some songs, but never entire acts. BLACKPINK is the exception. And I'll admit I don't love all of their music. Whistle, for example, sounds like a bad Kesha song from her $sign days. But the songs that I love, I really love. I sing along to the English, sound along to the Korean, sometimes even try to dance along to their videos, as you saw in the introduction. It never goes well, but I do it. And that love is shared far and wide, as the record-crushing and milestone-setting has proved. And their industry has been happy to oblige the fans, going so far as to release a 12-episode TV series called BLACKPINK House, documenting a 100-day vacation taken together in a house provided to them by their agency. YG Entertainment seems to have made TV shows a thing among their more popular acts, including 21 and Big Bang. And now they're on a world tour, and people have come out in droves. Though that initial email I saw had said that the shows in Newark were sold out, that didn't turn out to be the case. And I expect that this was because it's the only stop with multiple nights, so folks got a choice. The arena seats about 11,000, and even with the back section occupied by technical equipment, I would say there were easily 7,000 in attendance on Thursday night. But there was something a little strange that I noticed when booking the tickets. The name of the show itself. BLACKPINK 2019 World Tour with Kia, brackets, in your area. It's a bit of a mouthful, right? So immediately I went to Spotify, trying to figure out who this mysterious Kia was. And after a couple of minutes, I realized that Kia wasn't an opening act. It was a sponsor. And I was floored by this. It was like something out of pop star Never Stop, Never Stopping. I mean, can you imagine Taylor Swift putting an ad literally in the name of her tour? Like, I know we're into some late capitalism over here, but that's next level. And like Cars, why? Again, it's a pairing as random as Connor for Reals with home appliance company Aquaspin. And it's not like this was just a name thing. Kia ads played in the arena before and even during the show. The first time was before most people had trickled in, and it was just a regular old IKEA ad. I found it a little funny. I mean, every single person there had paid a minimum of $100, with those pound of flesh fees included, to be served with car ads? Damn. The second time, the ad was during the minutes preceding their arrival, and it fittingly starred the quartet, increasing the hilarity of the whole thing. By the time that they were occupying an extended costume change in the final part of the show with a Kia-centric short film sent to an instrumental of Kill This Love, I was basically in hysterics. The audience took it upon themselves to add the song's words, and then they cheered when it was over. Like, it was amazing and super terrible. I don't know how many millions of dollars Kia put into this, but I guarantee you at least 45 young children told their parents that they needed to buy a new car on the way home. I mean, I'm never not going to think about BLACKPINK when I pass a Kia dealership now. In the same vein, I saw someone on the floor with a sign that I sadly didn't get a picture of that said, "Don't worry, Jenny, I use a Samsung." And I was like, what? And it turns out that during another show, Jenny had recoiled from taking a fan selfie when she realized that someone tried to hand her an iPhone, but she is a hardliner for the group's Samsung endorsement. Which sounds like a joke, because it doesn't even make sense as a PR move. But no, it happened. And I'm sure at least 9 people in that section bought Samsung phones in hopes of getting a photo. You know, this was BLACKPINK's world. We're all just shopping in it. And on that note, literally all pre and post show music was BLACKPINK's. You know, I find it fun to hear what music bands choose to play at concerts to set the tone or whatever. But I guess nothing sets the tone better than listening to the music you're about to see performed. You know, then 15 minutes before they're set to go on, the music videos start to play on the huge screens at the sides of the stage. People cheer and sing along. And I'm like, why even bother having the show at this point? But after half an hour of that, the lights go down. The giant LED wall in the back goes crazy, and so does the crowd. Lights, lasers, fog, 4 women rising from the floor. Fireworks. I'm like, oh, that's why. The 75 minutes that followed were dazzling. I've only seen a handful of arena shows in my life, but none of them were anything like this. Aside from the pageantry and pyrotechnics, it was just amazing to see these women work. I like music videos, of course, but I've always preferred the dance practice videos where you can just see the choreography without distraction. Although as of do, whoever controls that started adding needless camera movement, meaning you can't always see their legs, which really diminishes the overall impressiveness. And the Kill This Loved One is called moving version, but there is no not moving version, so I don't know what that's about, but it's a shame. As with everyone who makes it through the K-pop curation process, members of BLACKPINK are obscenely talented. Everyone involved is, from them to their backup dancers, to the designers, to the totally unexpected jam band who showed up like halfway through and did some soloing while we waited for the next leg of the show. That part was super unexpected and also totally awesome. And it went even further towards justifying those high ticket prices, because we weren't just getting all of BLACKPINK's songs done live, though we did get all of them. Aside from the jams, we got Rosé singing a mashup of Let It Be with some songs I never heard, and Lisa doing a badass dance routine, and Jisoo covering Zed's Clarity. This is really what it was all about for me. Getting to see these little extra moments that play more to who these people are and what they like. I really felt that during the encore. When the lights went down after what they claimed to be their last song, I actually thought it was over. I wasn't sure that they had any songs left, except like the new remix of Do 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 Do. Well, guess what they came back out to? And while I think that is a much less interesting version of the song, both it and what followed were genuinely special in their disorganization. There is apparently no dance for the remix, or for Hope Not, which actually ended the show. So instead of something flawlessly choreographed and performed like everything we had seen prior, they just walked around the stage, waving, blowing kisses, doing silly little dance moves just because the music inspired some movement. There's a little bit of that at the tail end of As If It's Your Last, but here even the backup dancers just came out and freestyled. Look, BLACKPINK is a product, perfectly manufactured by YG Entertainment to sell Kia cars and Samsung phones and cheap plastic hammers with lights in them for $45 freaking dollars. But it's made of actual people. And in these final songs, the facade fell just a bit. And we could see these superstars bask in the moment as thousands of screaming fans cheered for them. After all of the flawless manufacturing, it was nice to see something human. 8.9 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, that's great. If not, I'm sorry. If you want to see more, please subscribe. I was going back and forth. I'm actually seeing another concert tonight, Sunday, with a bunch of metal acts. And I'd considered and actually started writing a review of one of them. And then the BLACKPINK thing happened. So I decided to do that instead, which, gets to the heart of what this channel's about. I hope to see you next week.